In this video, we're going to look at how we control nDisplay configuration files or nDisplay setups in general using SP with the Shield plugin. By the end of this video, you'll see how we can control the whole root element, controlling where we pivot the whole scene from. We can also control the camera. And we can control the default viewpoint. Let's get started. The first thing we need to do to control the whole nDisplay root is a live link control. Let's call it scene root. Then we add a source. As we don't have any sources yet, let's jump into SP and add a tracker. And let's call that nDisplay root. Then we go into the map output and add the Shield 5 map. Finally, we set it to rigid body, so we have position and rotation control. Back in Unreal, we can pick that tracker and we see it jump into position. Now you can see we have full control over movement of the whole nDisplay cluster. And we have rotation control as well. Next, we're going to drive the Cine camera. We're going to go and add the camera to SP and create a map output as before. Then back in Unreal, we set another live link component. Let's call this camera and set it to the camera that we've set up in SP. Now there are two additional steps we need to complete to make this work. First, we need to find the transform mode. Under there, we go to the components and change it to in-camera effects. Second, we need to do the same thing for the camera roll. Also set this to in-camera effects. After that, we can go to the scene root and it should still be set to root component. Now if we drive the camera, we can see only the single camera moving and its properties, like the live field of view, also updates. So we can now see this is all working correctly. Lastly, we're going to go and add a tracker. This is for the general parallax effect, so controlling the viewpoint. So let's call this viewpoint and add a map output. Then we add the last live link controller for the viewpoint. We select the viewpoint from SP, and again we need to set the transform role and change the component default to viewpoint. Now let's have a look at everything working together. We can drive everything together using the root control, or we can move and operate the camera. And finally, we can move the general viewpoint. In a perfect scenario, in most cases, a camera would be relative to the nDisplay root, and the viewpoint should be connected to where the camera is. We can do this by creating parent and child relationships in SP. So we can place the camera under root control and then put the viewpoint under the camera. We then reset the values from the viewpoint. Now when we move the nDisplay, everything is correctly related to each other. If we change the position of the camera, it also changes the position of the viewpoint. but we still have independent control over things like the frustum, which is now a little difficult to see as they are perfectly overlaying each other. And if we need to make some minor adjustments to the viewpoint, we can do this as well, and they will still stay relative to the camera. That's how we can control an nDisplay setup by setting a root, a camera and a viewpoint, with 3 live link controllers. As a reminder, don't forget to check the settings under the transform role and camera role as shown earlier. In the next video, we will look at remote controlling everything.